So Warfare 1 was honestly an update. It really didn't do that much. The main reason for this is that the weapon choices that are available to us before the update and after the update do not match up with what you might think a Warfare update would do. They added pistols and they added rocket launchers. They didn't really change up the models of the current weapons in game that much, and it's really preference to decide which one you use. Using different ones in different situations doesn't really happen that much. You can snipe with the elite rifle just as well as you can with the precise rifle. I would really like it if Keen added more weapons. I believe some people have already made a video on this, but there could be so many more weapons. We've got a huge amount of weapons to choose from and take inspiration from in the real world, and even other games such as Star Citizen have massive weapon counts that you could take inspiration from. Things like shotguns and legitimate sniper rifles would be super nice, as well as perhaps a heavy caliber pistol for dealing a lot of damage in one shot. That might substitute a secondary, that might substitute a primary. So maybe you could have a heavy caliber pistol for longer ranges and then a shotgun for closer ranges. Furthermore, the ammo system in this game is pretty broken. While I do like the fact that you have to produce different magazines for different weapons, you can still store 1,000, 2,000 of them in your inventory at any given time, which is completely unrealistic. And I know this game is all about realism and such, and I know you're supposed to be able to carry a lot because it actually makes the gameplay fast, but in its current state, the ammo capacity just doesn't really work. Considering the fact that you can just carry ammo upon ammo upon ammo, it's impossible to really have a system where you have to manage your ammo. You just take a lot of ammo out of the cargo container, and then you go on your mission, and if you die, you can make it all again within 5 minutes. It's pretty stupid in that way. It would be nice if we had an actually decent ammo system where, let's say you've got so many ammo packs along your belt that you can draw ammo from. You don't really put ammo in your backpack, and maybe if you did, it would take up a lot more space, and you would have to, let's say, physically move it into holster slots or just slots on your body like it is realistically, so that you can just straight up draw it and put it back into your weapon. That would be nice to see. Also, rocket launcher. I don't really know how I feel about the rocket launcher. It's good, but it's also bad. It doesn't deal as much damage to big grids as you would think an actual rocket launcher might do, but it's really good at killing players because splash damage. The second point I want to cover about why it's bad is first-person shooter and the first-person shooteriness of Space Engineers. Let's put it this way, Space Engineers is not a first-person shootery game. It's mostly third-person ship shootery. When it comes down to jetpacks, the only weapon you're going to be bringing into a capital ship battle is the grinder. Having a gun on you when you go to raid a ship doesn't really make sense, since most people just don't put interior turrets inside, and if you do die to point defense weapons, well, then you just lost your weapon. So you just bring a grinder with you when you go Hydra-Man ships. Boarding action doesn't really happen. And finally, in the cases where you do get into first-person combat, it's not fun at all. Space Engineers servers are known for having relatively high ping to the user. In fact, the lowest I've seen is 29. 29 is a ping to get, assuming you live near a somewhat large server provider, where most FPS games base their servers. Considering that Space Engineers servers are only in one location, it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not saying this is bad, this is just how Space Engineers servers are, you can't get around it. When it comes down to actually playing and shooting other people, though, things get a bit wonky. First of all, if you've got high ping, you already know that might be an issue playing a video game. You shoot your gun, and then you have to wait, 100 milliseconds before it actually registers? Which isn't too bad, but this is Space Engineers. So they also have bullet velocity mechanics, and bullet velocity combined with that amount of ping makes it so that you either have to lead your shots a lot, or shots that it looks like you're hitting don't connect, because of the absurd amount of time it takes for a bullet to actually get to where you're shooting at. This means that first-person fights are just really unwieldy, with a lot of people running around shooting their weapon and nobody hitting anything. Aim really isn't The factor here is just, can I dump a lot of rounds at them and will some of them hit? Yeah. Ideally, space engineers should do a thing where they draw a straight line out of the gun, like a raycast, and if it intersects a player before it hits anything else, then that'll be hit scan. This prevents just hydrogen people flying around and you not being able to hit hydrogen people, and it means that now you can actually aim at them and hit the hydrogen people. If the line hits a grid, then it will shoot an actual physical projectile that goes and hits the grid, because hit scan is going to be, because having actual travel time versus grids is probably a good thing. But against players, hit scan will just make the entire first-person shooter experience so much better, so much cleaner, and it might make Warfare 1 actually good. Yeah, this was a long rant. It sucks. Bye.